think of them as real high school students. And like, when you were in high school, like, it's hard enough just being in high school. Like, it is. Like, your body's going through so many crazy changes, and you don't know what you're doing with your life, and all of a sudden people are asking you to be like, finally make real decisions. Imagine all of that, and then be like, oh yeah, now I gotta wear a helmet and protect the universe, but I can't tell anybody. And like I always look at it as like, imagine having this entire job you couldn't tell anybody you had, and so your friends hated you from leaving because you have to just, like, you just vanish all the time, and so it adds all the extra problems. So I always just looked at it as, what would it be like to like try to treat everything as real as possible and really dig into who they are and why they are the way they are and what their relationships would be like and all that stuff. And I think the more real you treat it, the more you start to realize it's actually just a giant metaphor for responsibility and growing up. In my opinion, that's what being a Power Ranger is. It's about growing up and the responsibility that comes with that. And sometimes it feels like it's too big and they throw you in the deep end and you figure out a way to swim. Which is like, if you look at the first episode, literally they're like, hey, when we a Power Ranger? Cool. All right, you're learning to fight, and you got to drive those giant metal robots in like 15 minutes. And they're just like, okay, sure, whatever, you know. So that's the fun part about it. It's just like thinking about that is like, that's what life is in high school. They literally are just like, cool, you know, we've been telling you what to do. You're 17. Where do you want to go to college? What do you want to do with the rest of your life? You're just like, I have no idea. So I still don't know. But like, that's how I look at it and stuff like that. And I just think the more you treat them as real people, the more you can think of them as like how you are. Like, a lot of my high school life is in this book. There's a character named Matt. So what I introduced in the first issue is that there were 5 friends, and there was a 6th friend who didn't become a Power Ranger. And they could never tell him that they were Power Rangers. And so he's, all of a sudden, there's 6 friends, and now every time he comes around, they start talking, and they don't talk, he include him in stuff, and he doesn't understand why. And he's dating Kimberly, and he's just like, I don't know something's up. Why do you guys all, everything, you kind of talk to me this way, you talk to me. So I love that, because when I was in high school, I went to, with some of my friends, they built a brand new high school, and so there was me and like 4 of my friends went to one, and like 2 of my friends went to another one, and we tried to stay friends, but eventually you go to two different schools, you're not gonna think. So I was like, imagine if that was the case, but we couldn't tell him we went to another high school. And he was like, what the hell? So that was like, that's the stuff that I just like, and that's when it gets real and fun and stuff, but that's what I'm working on, so.